game I'm playing, straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation. You call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god.
Hey y'all. Can you hear me? Is my sound okay? I have to put it over here. Got a lot of comments going. Let's see if we can put up some comments. Kresha will be on in just a little while. She is putting together some things that she wants to share with y'all. And so we're getting news by the minute. They're getting breaking news coming out of Arizona. Somebody was telling me. And so anyway, so I was just thinking that one of the things we might do while we're waiting on Kresha to get here is to think about one of the things, the reasons why we're here. And so I'm going to share a little video that Kresha made about JJ.
Say your ABCs, JJ. Say your ABCs. ABCs. A, B, C, D. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. Dreams that you dream of once in a love. The somewhere over the rainbow, blue. Yay! Say hi, Mama. Hi, Papa. Say hi, Mama. Hi, Papa. Say hi, Mama. And hi, Papa. Mama. Hi, Papa. Yes. Someday you wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like lemon drops. High above the chimney, that's where you find me.
What is it, JJ? Is that from Monsters University that you love? Let's see. Wow.
You did to why can't I?
Do you love it? Look at that. Oh, good. Yeah, move your box out of the way.
Red roses too. I watched them bloom. Me
that the
and
box?
you and I think to myself,
Here we go again.
what
You can just send him an empty box. Oh, what is that? Let's see what this is. Who's this?
the skies
Who's
are
that?
blue and I see
Oh, who is
clouds are
that?
white
It's
and
so
the
cool.
brightness of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, singing, how do you do? They really say, I, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than we'll know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top. That's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. The dream that you dare to, why, oh, why can't I,
I probably should have went on and let that play out, but I thought it was the end of it. I couldn't tell from here, but I don't even know what to say after that. That was tremendous. Can you? Okay, so you can hear me now. Whoa. Okay, I apologize. I was just saying that I don't know what to say to follow that beautiful piece of work that Kresha did about a year ago. And it really was beautiful, wasn't it? And anyway, Kresha will be into just a little while. And I'm guessing that I don't want to give away everything. If anybody has a link to the breaking news of what's going on in Arizona, I heard some people said some things about going in Arizona. I would, well, I may have links for it myself. Then we could check that. And also, Kresha recorded the press conference this afternoon, and it was like we were recording them recording it. And so I think there's a better version available. And if y'all would like to, until Kresha gets here, we could watch that interview with Larry. Many of you have seen the interview with Larry, and many have not. So I'm going to bring it up, and we're going to watch it together.
thank them enough. I'm sure everybody has paid attention in court.
Speaking to get over here closer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sure everyone has paid attention in court. I want to personally thank and I want to personally hug every one of those jurors. What they went through, what they saw is mind-boggling. I hope that nobody ever has to go through this. I hope nobody ever has to see and hear the details of what happened to JJ, to Tylee, and to Tammy. Guys, we got 2 more trials. 2 more.
3. Charles, Chad, and Brandon.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Well, okay. Yeah. The next trial is Chad. I look forward to being back in this courthouse again if that happens. I hope everybody is here again. I hope that y'all appreciate so much the court system, how meticulous the prosecution was. I think everybody will agree it was amazing job by all of them. And I want y'all to know that even the defense, I shook their hands. I have said many times, I want a fair, honest, and righteous decision. I think we had 18 jurors that all deserve our appreciation, our love, and they gave an honest, fair, and righteous verdict.
You guys really embraced each other in there at the reading of the verdict. What did you say to each other in that moment?
I love you. What else can you say?
Larry, what was it like walking out, seeing all the law enforcement officers in the hallway?
Do what?
What was it like walking out, seeing all of the law enforcement officers who have spent countless hours in the hallway?
I know. We would be nowhere without them.
You know, as much as I have said up here about the prosecution, the defense, the jurors, Nate, you made an absolute great statement. We have to appreciate, support our law enforcement officials. Those guys sacrificed from their families, from their homes. We will never know the countless hours that they have put in, how much sacrifice they have gone through, and most of all, what they have seen in this case that maybe some people will never unsee. I love them. I appreciate them. There's not one of these guys I wouldn't go in a dark alley with. I cannot thank them enough. Next question.
Larry, what is your final message to Lori Vallow?
My final message to Lori. Y'all ready? Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Lori, it ended.
Hey, what about you? How do you feel like today? Can you tell us what it was like?
Can I have a minute?
Yeah.
We are elated with this. There was some doubt we would get all of them, all guilty, but we did it. the prosecution is amazing. The law enforcement is amazing. They became our family, and we're keeping most of them for the rest of our life as family. And even you news people, we've made great friends with you guys. And
Journalists. I was just saying journalists.
Journalists. Um, anyway, it's great. Our JJ now, maybe we can get him and put him to rest as well as Tylee, and do right by them, and we'll see how that works. But anyway, we're so grateful, and we thank all of y'all for your support. And we would never be here without y'all. And so many people have reached out to us, and I mean, I have to tell y'all, we even got a message from someone in Tasmania that is following this case. So it's all over the world, and we appreciate all of you, and thank you, and God bless God bless America, because we're grateful we live here. Thank you. Anybody?
Love always wins.
Yeah.
Hey,
Love always wins.
love always wins. How many times we heard that? I do have one other statement I'd like to make, believe it or not. I do. I forgot one of the most important things. Ray, what would I do without you?
Woo!
I have one more statement.
Really?
JJ, I love you. Papa, Papa wish you were here in other circumstances. Tylee, Papa loves you. Tammy, I never met you. Tammy, you are part of our life. Tammy, I am sorry for what happened to you. My heart hurts. My heart hurts for these three. This is what this has been all about from the very get-go. It started with 2 children missing. And I stood up and I said, where are the children? Where are the children? Where are the children? Give us back our children. We're not ending this. This is not the end of this. 90 days from today, we will probably meet in Fremont County. The sentence will be handed down. And I'm going to say right now what I'm going to say in 3 months. Why, Lori? Why, Lori? Why?
Power, sex, and greed.
Power, sex, and greed. For what? For what? Power, sex, and greed. That's all it was. And JJ, Papa misses you. I miss you.
Maybe we can take them home.
Yeah, one more
Thank
question
y'all.
for you, okay?
Okay, yeah. Get somebody in that's pretty.
Look, here, real quick.
They got the.
My brother Jerry.
That's all I got to say about it.
Jerry is very bashful.
We're good with words.
And he doesn't talk much, but he talks a lot.
We didn't hear you.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's the most bittersweet you can imagine. Just the sadness, but the relief from all this is I guess it was a liberating feeling. It just freeing for us. Um, I do believe since it's Mother's Day weekend, the Friday before, and I do believe that the verdicts today are just what I think everything aligned in the universe, and this is what you call poetic justice, and that is a big deal.
Hey, as you sat there and the verdict was coming in, did you know? Did you have a gut feeling in your heart that all counts would be found guilty on Lori?
That's what we were praying for, Justin, but I can't explain the knots that my stomach was in, and just I barely could breathe, but I just, okay, I know it's going to be okay because our Lord is going to take care of us, and He has seen to it that He's taking care of those kids and Tammy too with this verdict today.
Would you like to hear that one?
The first one I wasn't quite sure. The second one I was like, okay, now maybe we can get some more, and they kept coming and coming and coming, and it was the if there was just three, it would be the trifecta. I don't know what this is.
But if Chad Daybell lost his agreement, would you guys be on board at this point?
Yeah, life without parole.
It depends on what the agreement is, but absolutely.
Life without parole?
Yeah.
Woo, there it is.
Yeah.
Y'all, I do not have control of my technology. I'm coming back. My mouse wasn't acting right. Can you hear me? I sounded so completely irritating and terrible this morning that I thought I would try a mic. Okay, Krisha will be on just a little bit. If somebody has a link to Annie Cushing's statement or any of that type of thing, I think I did have another link I could share. So just hang on a minute and let me, y'all talk amongst yourselves, as the saying goes. Let's see. Y'all talk amongst yourselves.
I don't know how to stop. I just go till I drop. Whether it's working or shots, give it all that I got. You can watch me work in my element. Anyone in the way is irrelevant. You wanna cross me, cool, not intelligent. Cause I don't forget shit like an elephant. Go ahead and tempt me. Put it on the line and you'll come up empty. If I got time, I'm deadly. Never caught off guard, no, I'm always ready. I got a hand real steady. Look me in the eye and you'll see no hezzy. About to get real messy. I'll put you in a grave 6 feet like Kenny.
Okay, I'm going to give y'all a vote until Christian gets here. I was thinking, and I'm sure that most of you have already seen this video, but I have not seen it in its completion. And it is if we can get permission, that is, to share this video. The video that I would like to share is the video that that KJ made this morning about verdict day. So I'm going to share that, and hopefully KJ won't sue me. How about that? Share screen.
Ah, da, da, da. Ringlets, ringlets, gotta have the ringlets, ring-a-ding-a-ding, let's, oh, I gotta get ready for the verdict. I know the jury's going to make sure that I get to go home this afternoon. I want to look my best. Maybe I'll wear that puffer jacket again that Archie got for me. You know, he told me that he got a little sexually aroused picking out my clothes. But anyway, I'm just so glad it's almost over. I've been eating all this jail food. I got to get back, get a little Botox going, maybe get into yoga again, open up a beauty parlor. Wait a minute, I don't know where I'm going to open the beauty parlor at. Arizona's waiting on me. Me and my brother Alex, we murdered Charles, so I've got to steer clear of Arizona. I'm kind of concerned about that a little bit because when the jury does come back that I'm not guilty, will they? Will they even bother over there in Arizona? Who knows? All I do know is I'm ready for my new existence. I want to get back to all the reading of Chad's books. I want to kind of re-radicalize myself. I want to actually end up in Hawaii, but right now I know I don't have the funds. Maybe Mom, Janice, maybe my father Barry or Summer will lend me a little bit of money and I can open up a little snow cone stand in Hawaii. Won't that be nice? But until then, I probably am going to have to find some idiot guy to, spread my legs to and have him get me back on my feet. You know what I mean? After bending me over in every dang thing, every position known to man, except for the missionary style. Because I don't consider myself a missionary. I consider myself a goddess. And I just know that once I get out here in society again, I just need to find me another man I can suck up in more ways than one. And hopefully he has kids, and I'll know this time to take out life insurance on him so I can, get a little cushion for the pushing. But anyway, waiting here in this jail cell, I've had that stupid sack lunch. I'll be so glad because when I get out, I'm going to have me one of those little fruit salads, with the little diced up apples. Oh, I miss regular food out there in my favorite restaurants. And I really, my body's just out of shape as well. There's only one way that old Lolo knows how to get that body back in shape, and that's just to get it good with any man that'll let me do it to it with him. The storm of Chad is over and done with. It wasn't a very big storm. In fact, it was nothing more than a little raindrop. I had him so fooled that he had the big kahuna. But the bottom line is I couldn't even feel it. I had to fake my orgasms. From now on, I'm going to be looking for a man with a big salami. I'm going to be looking for a man that's got a great big one so I can, for once in my life, feel it. It's going to be wonderful. But first, I've got to get through this verdict. I am going home. And when I get it back out in society, I'm going to believe as the goddess I know I am. I am Laurie, the queen of the 144,000.
Oh, well, I hope that was okay. I didn't ask permission. I hope that it was okay and don't get us in trouble. Okay. Well, I guess I don't I don't have it set to music, but I can show you the AP photos till she gets here, and she hasn't seen them either, so she may whoop me. So we'll see. Let's see. Let me put some. Okay, so I'm going to These are the photos, the AP photos from the trial today. Well, from the guilty verdict today. Lumpy, lumpy. I shouldn't be saying nothing about that. Here she is. She does have her eyes open, and she's got her hands crossed pretty weird, but there's those two lawyers that that's been working so hard for. This is a sweet photo, I think. This must have been before. I can't imagine that she'd be so dang happy. No one. Hey,
Whoa, hey. How's it
we were
going?
just we were looking at these photos here.
Yeah. I'm like, look at her go. Look at her go. No, so appreciate you.
I accidentally uploaded them. I was trying to so many different ways, and it finally worked, and it shocked me.
Wow. So I need you to teach me that trickery because I'm like, wait,
I did so many things, I don't know what I did now.
I hear you. I hear you. I know. And it's just a lot of, yeah, I can't tell you how I did it, right?
I'll figure it out
But,
again.
I mean, yeah, like while I was waiting on, I had to get Jason up here because like I came up here and he just stayed downstairs and he's ever since we woke up today, he's had a very off day with his coordination and there's just more slow days that you have to be more patient because of the strokes, right? And I mean, he was fumbling and and we were having to get there within an hour, right? And I was like, it's okay. It's okay. I'm okay if we don't make it. I'm okay. It's not the end of the world. Pun intended. But it wasn't worth him tripping and falling, us getting in a wreck, or anything like that. The hooker's going to jail. All they did was confirm what we all knew, right? Right.
Hey, Cresha,
yeah.
Would you? Are we getting an echo? I'm going to take these pictures down, or you can go through them later. I did want to
Go ahead, because I didn't upload them.
Well, I'll start back to the front. Well, here's the first one. Well, yeah, there it is.
See, I couldn't see her where I was standing, so I'm glad these pictures came out.
Yeah, so I'm guessing she must have been hearing what was going to go down there.
Our Lady Snoop says, in the winter of the day, we got the bitch. Goosebumps. That's from my Uncle Jerry, y'all. I take after my Uncle Jerry with my creative, colorful language. It's used. It's necessary.
It's me.
Yep.
Hey, okay. Who is this, Cresha?
I don't know. Just there was like a line of people, and we were just hugging everybody.
Okay.
Hermosillo Beach Bum. I went up to him personally afterwards because I was behind them, right? But I was behind him, so I couldn't see their reactions, But I went afterwards when we could move around. I went up to him. I was like, you are my hero, and I hugged the hell out of his neck because you feel it, you see it. He's been there every day before every hearing, every step of this way, those detectives have been present and there to let her know that she's not getting out of this. Not this day, not this earth or this earth life, not the next earth life or whatever. If I could get them to sentence her with those, that phrasing, this earth life and every other damn earth life after that, bitch, you going, you're done. That's a wrap. Hey, Lydia. Hey, this is one of my aunts right here. Aunt Lydia. How you doing? So glad to see you guys here. It's just it hadn't hit me yet, so I don't know. It will eventually. All probations. There you go, just me. All of them probations. Yeah, you're done. She's done. I know. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, I hugged every one of their necks. I hugged his neck. I looked at Rachel and I said, I know what your superpower is. And she laughed. And I said, back to reality, because that's what she did with David Warwick. She was like, okay, we've talked about dreams and visions. Let's talk about reality. And I was just like, that's her superpower. That's why she is here. Oh my God. And so she kind of chuckled about it, and it was good. But I thanked everyone. We all did. Everybody was just hugging. And Whitney, I was sitting next to Whitney, right? And she's the blonde. She's always put together, right? And she was like, she whispered, she said, no, we can't show, they told us that we can't show any emotions. Or I was like, oh, that was an emotion, right? And I was like, oh, no. Yeah, but it's okay. And then I could hear Jason. He was behind us right there, but I could hear him sniffling and just the whole time. It was nuts. It was nuts. And Mom kind of lost it in there afterwards, though. It was afterwards, but before it was ended, I was kind of worried about her because she kind of just uncontrollably broke out. I don't know. I couldn't see her. There was somebody. Uncle Jerry was between us. But
Crescia,
yeah.
I'm gonna go off stage and just let you talk. People are wanting to hear from you. They've heard all they want from me today.
Well, thank you.
But I'm back here if you need me.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
Let's see.
I appreciate you so
I
much for doing this.
I'll have to figure out how to use my mouse before I can take myself off, but I will in just a minute.
Here, look, I'm gonna do remove from stream. I'll get it for you. Right? There you are. You're backstage. Okay. It is such a relief for somebody to be backstage and her scheduling and going live. And I'm like, oh my God, I passed smooth out last night. That's how I was just like relieved that I don't have to be in 15 places at one time. Like I have pretty much felt like I've had to be since I started streaming and since I started going live on my YouTube channel, And Jason found this when he stepped out of the vehicle earlier when we got to the hotel. And it's the feather. And, I'm like, oh, it makes me want to cry because, in a good way, because this has been such a huge symbol for me personally in this whole thing. Birds of a feather flock together. You can't soar with the eagles if you hang out with chickens. I don't know. This is so important. This feather means a lot. There was a time when I found more feathers than Carter had liver pills, so to speak. And so it's just a reminder that, Janet said it so poetic last night. To me, that was poetic justice when she said this in the stream, in the chat. She said something about Tylee being in the, people, like we envision them being in heaven together, right? She's like, I envision Tylee sitting in that courtroom watching her mom get, be held accountable. And I'm just like, oh my God, me and Jason both just were like, holy crap, that speaks volume there, right? So thank you for that, Janet. And I feel like that happened today. They were all in that courtroom today. Every one of them. And they're going to continue to do so, We just are the speakers for them now. We're the voice, because theirs was muted permanently. I forgot to put this on, so anyways, right? Let me do it. Hold on. I'll be like lopsided. I know y'all don't care. Anyways, no, none of Tammy's family was there that I saw. Now they may have been in the no, it wasn't even overflow today, was it? I don't know. Oh, thank you, Heidi. Yeah, it can't leave her, in my opinion, Kathy Barella, right? I bet the guilt will never leave her. I don't even know if she feels guilty. That's her journey, right? It's like, just because we feel these things, it's because we're, normal human beings. And I mean normal, we all have our quirks and everything, but a normal human being does not want to inflict pain on other people, especially their children. A normal mother we fall short. We fail every day, but we never want to harm our children, just really sucks. Can't do the, it's like, I want to do the work for her, and I put emotions that I feel. Like, why doesn't she do this? And why hasn't she felt that? And I bet the guilt will never leave her. But does she even feel guilty? Does she even feel lost without, like she told everybody, or Colby and Summer, you weren't there when I was on the floor crying. Okay. And this makes this, what? So it's about me, her, right? Rombo says to Kathy, we're all saying this, right? I know what you meant too. But if they ever start feeling like normal human beings, which I doubt, but Rombo says, I am fine if Lori will be feeling pissed and angry 24/7. So, right? It's like we try to put feelings that we feel, because we're normal. We don't think like that. Janet, I imagine Tylee in the courtroom while watching today too. And it's so poignant, Sai says she does not have feelings. Hope they will find any way to make her feel mad, understand, and spend the rest of the life, the pain she has caused. Yeah. She didn't even flinch though, did she? I was, Jason had to restart my computer and, all that good stuff. And, yeah. So I watched a little bit of them reading of Lori's face. I couldn't see Lori's face where I was at, right? Too many tall people. But Justice Jane says Daybell kids need to wake up. They could have at least been there for their mother, Tammy. It is Mother's Day weekend. Yes, it is. And I feel like my thought process in this, my feelings towards the Daybell siblings has been, that Tammy, they're Tammy and Chad's children. I gotta get another book and prop my. Well, hold on. After I mess things up a great deal, I'll get right back to that though. How about a couple Mormon books? Well, here we go. That's only exalted I get. Anyways, all right, now maybe my chicken, this. I hate the damn thing. But I feel like, and how I try to treat the kids or the siblings is that they are Tammy's children, or half of Tammy's children, and I just try to treat them the way she would want me to treat them as a mom. I did tell her Aunt Vicky that, and her cousin, Julie Brooks. Beach Bum says, I pray all the moms, grandmothers, or others who are celebrating friends this weekend have a happy Mother's Day. I couldn't have said that any better. Thank you. Yeah, I agree with this, Jean. The Daybell children are broke folks. Their mother was murdered and their father killed her. They were and are a devout Mormon family. Now their entire reality is destroyed. That is so true, and it's heartbreaking all in itself. There's one thing I could ask of you, just to respect them, respect their journey. This is about grace. This is about healing. This is about not forgetting, but forgiveness, so you don't carry that around. Okay? Because that will destroy you. It will absolutely eat you, eat your insides out, Okay. I accidentally pulled my microphone and the cord came out. It keeps muting me. Anyways. Let me know. I hate this chair. This thing dropping me nuts. Can y'all hear me now? I don't know if that's good or not. I'll fix. Yeah. Pulled the microphone, cord came out, and it muted me here. Didn't know. Anyways, but just show them grace, please. Just show them. I mean, you don't have to even. I don't know how to say this properly. Because there's nobody gets to tell you how to grieve, but this counts for them too. We don't get to tell them how to grieve, what the right way is, what the wrong way is. Thank you, KJ. We don't know, huh?
Just tell them I said hi.
Jason says hi. He's over there grubbing. Hey, Chuck. Will Tylee and JJ's remains be released for burial now? I don't know. I hope so. I don't understand that whole part of it anyway, so have empathy. Yeah, that, Rowan, to you. That's perfect. And all I could think about during all this and still right now is my brother. I think about my brother. This is my brother's baby. It just sucks. Shaban, I think is how you say it. Charles' job, which he died trying to achieve, finally got done today. The world knows Lori's evil acts. The world is now safe from her evil. Charles, the world sees and hears you. You're my hero.
Thank you, KJ.
Thank you, KJ. Thank you, Shaban. That means a lot. I haven't had time to think about it yet. So, it's whenever I do my reflecting, that's whenever things hit me. That's when I have time to think, absorb it. It would be different if it breathed life back into the victims. Oh my God. Can you imagine how glorious that would be? How fast would be if we could just have those who play God, who have a God complex and play God and murder people who you don't have that right. It's been happening since the beginning of time. And it sucks. It really does suck. Yeah, you think so, Mohawk? What? Do you want to come sit over here?
Nobody brings a life into this world by themselves. It takes two to bring that. You always got to remember that.
It takes two to bring life into this world. Yep. Yeah. Jason Brincrush to Tennessee, right? That's the next trip. That is the next trip. I don't even really remember what was said in there. Honestly, I told y'all, I jumped on the live with Donna. I was driving and just had y'all on the stream, but I hope it wasn't too horrible. It's just kind of like from our perspective, from this side of this crime, for sure, what it's like to walk up and see this press, all the members of the press, and it's wow, it's big. It's bigger than any of us, and I hope okay, Carolyn. I'm glad. Thank you for asking. I was wondering that myself, because I was like, I'm surprised that my Aunt Cheryl's not here and the boys, but wherever they are, I hope that they found peace in this, found a little piece of justice delivered today. It doesn't, again, we don't forget, but I just hope that we can start healing from all this. It's time. It's so time. Is Todd in here? If he is, I will flip out. I wish he would be. I will when he's finished eating, Chuck. He's over there grubbing. Because we had to rush out of here this morning, right? Or I say this morning. It was morning to me. I passed out during the live stream Donna was doing last night about the closing arguments, and I passed out straight. Don't remember going to sleep. Don't remember feeling tired. Passed out, and and then about 3:30 this morning, woke up and I had to go. He was in the room, and so I went in there. But then my arm had fallen asleep, and it was coming back awake, and it hurt. It hurts when that happens. And so that was about 3:39 this morning, and then we woke up at 11:40 something, and Jason was like, "Verdict just came in," and I was like, "What? Oh crap!" I passed out in the clothes I had on yesterday or last night, and Yeah, so I mean, it was just hit it and get it. I haven't had time to even. I don't even know what they said in closing arguments all the way. I heard all of Rob, but not Archie. And so far, I've made it. So I doubt it. Yeah. He would have told me. No. No, but no, we just don't use the plastic, but he does massage me all the time. But it's just not in a nefarious way. I'll say it like Zulema. Zuzu. Thank you, just me. It rained like crazy here in Dixon, Tennessee this morning. But just after the verdict was read, the skies cleared and the sun shone bright and warm all afternoon. Perfect. Thank you, Squeaky Will. Y'all have all been a great support of me and my family through this whole thing. And not just me, y'all and other family members, Annie, Colby, that have been on YouTube, active on YouTube, should I say. Donna Donald, thank you. How you do that back there? You see, she's talented, that Donna Donald. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. Anybody heard anything from Tammy's parents? No, not yet. And I wonder what they're thinking. I wonder what, can you, I don't know. I can't imagine. They buried Tammy. And I mean, by buried, they gave her a proper burial. I find it odd that Chad, what made Chad not want to have her cremated, or would that have just been a little too much for Chad? Was he like, okay, well, once I just get her in the ground, it'll be good. So I guess in a lot of ways, maybe this is like mourning her twice. I guess if it's like natural, I mean, I can speak from experience. If it's natural, if it's a natural death, it's totally different than a murder. A murder, holy crap. That's a whole other can of worms. You're like, whoa, it's violation, Justice Jane says, we seen the devil in flesh when we saw and learned of Chad and Lori. They thought of no one else but themselves, including their made-up names, James and Elena, from their romance book. I can't. Ugh, they're so gross. Yeah. Yeah, y'all. DJ Norman, he's maybe whenever we get back, to our house, to home, I would love to have DJ on and him explain how he figured out the ritual murder dates. It's crazy. I mean, everything else in the story is crazy. Why not this? Why it doesn't just stop. Crazy didn't just go away. That was a hard truth for me to learn. You need DJ on and interview him. Yep, I agree. Sanga says he must be kicking himself that he didn't cremate Tammy. Right? Hold on, let me grab your. I brought them with me. I probably won't be able to find them right now just because I have you on here. I just found all the lighters, so that's how that goes. Oh crap! I still got the tag on the shirt. Here you go, clearance, $11. Just saying, it was under more. Woo! Right? Senga had sent a bunch of. I don't know where I put them right now, Senga. I wanted to show everybody, and I never can think about everything all at once, or I'd love to. I did do a reading. I did 4 or 5 readings with Donna Serafina, and I don't know how to say this. Maybe I won't say it this time. you know. There's just a right time and the right time and the right place. And whenever, I guess I could say when she was ready, it was not the right time or right place for me, for sure. I was not any. I mean, the indictments had just came down. There's no way, no way I could even. I couldn't fit anything else in at all. Um, I tried like any family member would, I would think. I felt so helpless. I felt like I just needed to be there, wherever there was. Didn't know where the kids were. Um, we didn't know that they were in Idaho. We didn't know all these things. And oh, that's terrible. T.S. Jackson, 72. Thank you for sharing that, though. It sucks, you know. It really does suck. But back to Donna. Oh, and so yeah, I mean, I just whatever, you know. Someone from Joe Ryan's family had contacted me on Messenger and said that she had done a reading with Donna. And you'll do anything, okay? You'll do anything when children, especially your family, your nephew, your Tylee's technically my step cousin, but she's the same age as my kids. I looked at her like a niece. She didn't call me aunt. I didn't call her niece, but it was just that kind of dynamic, you know. I didn't get to see her very much. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know, it's why I don't have as many media clips and stuff of Tylee. She reminds me of how I was with my brother, how I am with my brother. Mama, you know, just that motherly instinct. Thank you.
You got 450 in there.
Yeah, thank you. Anna. I will not even try to attempt your last name. Mine's Kresha. So, you know, I think Vince Kianakamanu, I don't even know if I said it right. I got to turn the air up. I mean, it's cold. I'm freezing my butt off. Which is weird because it was hot as hell in that courtroom. I was like, is it just me? And is it just, you know, my head not hot, like Melanie Gibb, you know? Oh, but I'm sorry. Back to, yeah. So when the kids were missing, you know, Mom and Larry came up to our whatever. I don't even know when it was. Not even sure. February, March, I don't know. And they were it's a Polish name. Yeah, all the body heat for sure. Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry. There's too many. I need to not look at the comments maybe. It's very distracting. I mean, you know, to keep a train of thought. So I closed my comments down, or not down, but out. Closed them out. So I can maybe, yeah, Donna Serafina is a hit and miss. She was inaccurate on Brian Koberger. She really should take those videos down. Always amazes me how many people claim she's spot on when she's totally off. And I mean, it was very helpful for me, I guess. Hold on. Don't scoff. This is my reality, you know? What?
I wasn't doing nothing towards you.
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying, well, don't scoff, though, you know?
I'm doing that because there's 271 people. I'm amazed.
It is what it is. But it seems like there becomes a point where some people, the ego comes in, if you know what I mean, right? Where the ego comes in and you're like, no, that's not the right way to do things. That's not what you do. That's where I am with the psychic, you know. I like all areas of research. I don't think we should dismiss any of them, especially if you're on this side of it and it's your family and they're, you know, everybody's just dropping dead you'll sell your soul to just, find them, um to take it all away from them. But some people get a little too big for their heads, and I've seen this happen to quite a few YouTube creators, period. And I mean, and we got to go outside of YouTube, I mean, this happen to you if we get a little too full of ourselves. Oh, thank you, Lamisa Filipino Food Club. In my coffee shop today, and 3 other strangers asked if I was following the case. Isn't it good? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's something you never. I never want any of you guys to experience this, and some of you already have. But that's why there's plenty to do. Trust me, there's plenty to do. I'm not shutting this channel down. There is kids would have okay. Blah. I'm sorry. I was reading it in my head. I'll do it faster. If not for Kay and Larry and Charles's family, those kids would have been lost forever. Tammy and Charles had already fallen through the cracks. Now, where did I hear this morning? Where did I hear this at? It wasn't this morning. It was from Nate Eaton, right? And a juror who served on a different jury, high profile, whatever, 2 months, what did I say that for? Anyways, what the hell was I going to say? Crap. Okay, hold on. Oh, if the attempt on Tammy's life would have not just been an attempt, if Alex would have murdered Tammy on October 9th, that would have kicked everything into gear. A little late still, but it would have kicked it in then and not months later, right? Because I mean, it's crazy. And I mean, hindsight is a luxury. It's 2020. It really is. It's nice when you have all the shoulda, woulda, couldas, all that stuff, but you don't have none of that. You just have what's right in front of you, and that's it. And resources, and social media is it's a tool. It is a tool, and it can either, just like anything else, you can go to the extremes. You can misuse it. It's good and bad, because I think of Summer Wells, and how that just went to hell in a handbasket, that poor little girl. Really good. Oh, well, I love Lake Chuck, Lake Charles, that's home to me. And I'm glad to know that people are following from home, because in the beginning I felt so alone in this, and I would talk to just anybody about it. This is before it was on YouTube. This is before it was blown up. And then once it started to catch on, and, then it went mainstream, then it was like, because you sound like a crazy person trying to tell the story. Okay. You're like, when there was this, my aunt, and then, she said that she could portal, and she was a god, translated being. And then people look at you like you are insane. That's why I empathize so much with my Uncle Charles, because I'm trying, I've done the research. I'm doing the research still. And whenever I go in and say, no, this is not just Chad and Lori's teachings. Anybody can be naive if they want to, but I'm not going to be that way. I'm gonna, because that's not my experience in this. My experience, I can find it right now. I got it right. I got dispensations right here. It's just, it's not just Chad and Lori as we would hope it would be. It's not. That's what I've been trying to say. What about the rest of them? Archie counted however many left were to gather for the 144,000. I was like, that's already full. So look, I'm going to show you all this because I did upload some of them. I do believe.
Somebody just asked about Lloyd glasses.
Somebody asked about, oh, well, who was it?
Who just donated.
Hold on. I have the comments closed. Let me open them back up. Let me see. I don't know. Oh, JLL. Girl. We're going to dance. You're going to come dance at our wedding. How about that? Yes. Okay. So Robinette Bannister sent me 3 pairs of Lori's verdict. Well, Lori's glasses, right? Those ugly green, whatever, seafoam green color. Thank you, Edie Parody. Thank you. And comment more. Anyways, she sent, these 101 amazing corny jokes, right? She sent notes inside of them and $10 bills inside of them. And some of them, not everyone. Good gosh, poor thing. I mean, bless her heart. And JLL too here. But she also sent those glasses, and she was like, y'all wear these and the verdict is read. So I had 2 pairs here. And that meant the night that I did a live stream from here and Larry came in, and boy, he was just a going, right? And he was cutting up and everything. And I only had 2 pairs of the glasses. So I knew that Mom and Larry had 1 pair. So I brought the 2 with me, and I was like, well, in case they didn't bring the 1 pair, I'll bring the 2, and then I'll give them to Mom and Larry if they want to read, put them on. And they said that Larry did. I couldn't see him because he's on the same row as me, but Larry wore his for sure.
I see a bunch of people saying that he wore them.
Okay. See, I haven't been able to see all this stuff yet. So I actually think I learned more and can see more from you where you are, from just watching it from the comforts of your own home, and it's like in the present moment, it's too much for me. And everything's just pinging, everything's ping, ping, ping. And it's emotionally, it wrecks shop. Oh, that was the first one. It says, why can't you give Elsa a balloon? From Frozen. Oh my God. Because she will just let it go. That's crazy, right? Uncle Jerry's fine. He's doing good. Oh, it is? Oh, well, I don't know. It's plugged in. I might have pulled on this cord though. I don't know if that'll help. I loved when Kay and Larry wore lays at the hearing. Yeah. Everybody was like, what are those? And I could go into the gutter and say what I think they look like in the beginning, Anyways, which dinosaur knew the most words? The thesaurus, right? Jason. Oh. God. Anyway, I'm about to go put him in the room. No. Yeah. Jerry was, isn't he always though? Chuck? Isn't my Uncle Jerry always to the point? Always. He uses the colorful language like I do. Datelines tonight? Trace on the case? Is it? It is?
Mm-hmm.
Well, where'd you know that from?
Your mom.
Oh, Mom said, yeah. I don't know. See how much I'm not in the loop? Thank you, Lulu. Sending it back to you. 2-hour Dateline. Are they going to put the other one back up? Or are they still holding it for evidence? In my opinion. Okay, so that's some things I did. Donna, will you come back up so I can upload a few things? And, well, this is what Mom had gotten. This says the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, the MCAO, has reviewed submitted charges for matters involving Lori Vallow that occurred in Chandler, Arizona on July 11, 2019, and Gilbert, Arizona on October 2nd, 2019. MCAO has made the state of Idaho aware of our intent to prosecute the defendant, in Arizona for charges stemming from these submittals after the defendant is sentenced and transferred to the Idaho Department of Corrections at the request of MCAO. At the request MCAO, the extradition process will begin.
Get in here and quit barking.
Huh?
I'll feed you in a minute. Just quit barking. Come
Oh,
in.
hold on. Put you on mute.
That's on Brandon and Charles.
Right. Yes, babe. The extradition can take from several weeks to several months. Because this is a pending matter, this office will not provide any further comment, including any charging decisions made by this office. Thanks, Janine. Okay, let me unmute you now. I'm sorry. All right, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Just, I don't know if we can maybe play some things over again. That way I can watch them. No, I'm joking. Or whatever else y'all think. I don't know.
You go do your thing and we'll look at the pictures again.
Thank you.
All right.
Such a relief, you guys.
So we're going to look at the pictures again while she has gone to upload that. How about that scoop, y'all? How about that scoop? Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? I mean, the scoop is that they're doing something else in Arizona. Ooh. I hope they're arresting Miss P. Okay, so let's see if we can get some more comments. Okay, well, Joanne can't stay all night, but she'll be back, I'm guessing. I would love to stay all night, Joanne says. But it's almost 2 a.m. and I'm falling on my nose. So sorry, but I'll be taking myself to bed. Will you come back and watch us on the replay, Miss Joanne 77PL? You come back and see us and watch us on the replay. I'm sure that Krisha will have way more to say about all this. Yes, it is time for the Melanies and Felony Gibb to be in the hot seat. So this is pretty funny. My mother knows a little bit about this, but not everything. And so I told her the other day that they were about to take it to the jury, and she thought that they said that they was going to go to Missouri. And so I was trying to explain to her that they were going to the jury. And then I got off on, but Missouri does play into this story at one point. Anyway, pretty funny the conversations you have with a 90-year-old. Okay, so let's go back and look at these pictures. Much better than just my commentary. Y'all don't run away. Krisha's gonna be back with her slides. So wonder what she thinks so funny right here. What do y'all think she thinks so funny? Ha ha, those cooks already went to Missouri. Ha, yes, they did go to Independence, Missouri. And then I was trying to explain to my mother that Joseph Smith said that Jesus was going to make his second coming to Independence, Missouri first. I guess that's right. I may be wrong about the exact location of where Jesus was supposed to come back, but it was in Missouri. So, get another comment up here. Hey, Krisha, what do y'all want to happen with Chad? The plea deal or a trial for the death penalty? I just want this to be resolved, and I wish today could have been the end of it for the sake of your family. Well, I'm sure at some point she will tell us what they hope will happen with Chad. Of course, we hope he goes to court and tells us what the hell they were doing, because we'd really like to know, because we didn't get nothing out of any of these witnesses except for that they didn't have nothing to do with it and really didn't believe in it. This is an odd thing, though. If you have been in a high control religion and you wake up, it's not an instantaneous thing like, oh, that crap was a lie and I don't believe any of it. It's more that you have doubts and then more doubts and then lots of heavy doubts. And then you finally come to some conclusion that is not true. But you still have all this indoctrination, all this belief you have about good girls' skirts being a certain length, and that good girls and good boys don't listen to certain kinds of music, or that you shouldn't drink or smoke or drink coffee or tea or whatever the rules are. And you don't believe it anymore, but you still got all these rules going on in your head. And even if it's not those rules, it's some rules. And it's very, so those cult members, and I'm not taking up for them, I'm talking about Melanie Gibb and all these people, they will have a different, like if you ask them, what do you believe? What they believed when they were interviewed by the police, what they believe now is probably totally different. But the indoctrination is the same. In other words, they're still secret keeping and, only tell exactly what the person asked. If the person doesn't ask that question, you don't. That may be, and of course, I know a lot of people have their opinions. Chris will come back fast. A lot of people have their opinions about Audrey. And of course, I never even knew anything about Audrey until she testified. And she seems sincere, except for that, it doesn't make any sense at all that anybody would go all over the place with somebody like that and be so scared of them. But that's because Audrey didn't tell us the whole story at all. None of them did. They didn't want to admit that they were as stupid as they were. And I hate to say that. They weren't stupid and they weren't mentally ill. They did not use their head that God gave them to use critical thinking to think through when somebody tells you that you're going to see Jesus, that you might ought to question that a little bit. Anyways, I'm going off now. I'm thinking that Krisha will come back if I start getting on the pulpit about something. Maria Graham said there are also people that believe anything for love. What happened was completely wrong, but brainwashing is horrible. So I'm going to say this about people who have an affair. I think that, I don't know whether it's a mental illness or, whatever, but there's some people, I think it's obsession more than love, or they get obsessed about something or an idea more than love. And so once they get together like that, like Chad and Lori got together, they're almost like a damn magnet. They probably they're like a magnet to one another, and they probably didn't even understand it either. It's really, it's ridiculous. It's lust. You're right. Let me say, Mohawk Mom, I think you're right. It was lust on that, because they were claiming to be so dang righteous, but they were sure letting their libido, loin fire, rule everything they were doing. It's like I keep hoping that that uh that I'll get through this. She's okay. Let's see. She is smiling because she has avoided the death penalty. Now she. Oh, thank goodness you're back. It's no telling what I was going to tell him.
Girl, I was like, yes, yes, yes.
Okay, let me unshare this.
Thank you for sharing them. Thank you so much.
So, would you like for me to get backstage again? That would be lovely. I can stay
If
here.
what? It's up to you. It's up to you.
I'll just back out, and if you need me, then I'll come forward. How about that?
Caw, because that's what we do. Birds of a feather birds of a feather flock together. Right.
Okay, here I go.
Thank you, Donna. She's so sweet. So, y'all, this is gonna be shocking. Make sure there's no children. Okay, which I have my video set to no children. But I thought Trace made it, but it was Donna that made it. And actually, I didn't upload that one. I uploaded the ones I did. I'm sorry. Crap. Oh, I hope you don't mind, Donna. Just shake your head yes or no. It's going to be this picture. Around. Bam. Okay. There you go. There's a little adult humor to this horrific shit show by Chad and Lori Daybell. Okay. So just thought y'all would get a kick out of that. Just now when I was hurrying, I forgot to upload the one that Donna did, but it was here. It was something like suck on our storms or something like that. And I was like, oh my God. Perfect. Right? Right? Aren't we all? Right? So there's that. And then I uploaded these because I don't know how to do the video sharing thing. But, I couldn't see her where I was standing because Thomas was in the way. So that's the angle to which I could see. And then this, that's why we're here. It didn't come out so good, but you get the picture, literally. It's all for them, every one of them. And she's, how she projects, right? And in her interview with law enforcement, after my Uncle Charles was murdered, she was like, he was all smirky and jerky. What does this picture look like to you? Does it look like she's smirky and jerky? And she was just projecting her smirkiness and her jerkiness onto my uncle, I think so. That's how I see it. Hold on just 1 second. And then this one. I couldn't see her. All I could see was the back of her hair or the side of her head or whatever, and her ear, her right ear hanging out like it does every damn day. And then this one really touches my heart right here. There's just not too much you can say to that, It just means a lot. And I thank them for everything that they've done and do in this. I mean, the sacrifices, and it's a bad word, but I mean, it is what it is. You sacrifice all the time away from your family and everything, you know, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what this looks like from Rob Wood's position, or Lindsay Blake, or Rachel, or Tanya Rawlings, or forget the other guy's name, Troy Rammel, you know, and the detectives. And I mean, it even goes all the way down to people like myself who are here. And it takes, this is what I'll share my text with my baby boy. It's the first one I responded to after I left, you know, where they were doing the press conference in front. And it's from my little baby boy who's 23. So he's not a baby, but he's my baby. And I'm looking for it. And there it is. And he said, "Hey, Mom, I'm watching y'all on TV right now." Laugh out loud, right? Because it's crazy. Congrats. I'm so happy justice is served on a silver plate. And this is my response to him. And I don't know if I should say it here because it's going to offend some people, but this is how I see it. If you want to know my perspective, it's going to be how I see it, you know. And I said, "I love you, baby boy, so much. Lori and Chad have taken so much from our family. You had just come back into my life, and then all this happened, and it shook me to my core. It rocked my soul, and I never had my priorities straight nor right until that happened. I've spent the last almost 4 years researching into this case to find out where their, quote, religious beliefs, unquote, strayed from the churches. And boy, have I uncovered a lot more evidence of this. Let me rephrase this a little bit. Of this not being the case. Yeah, I don't want to get sued. Let me not put that. Basically, that the beliefs of not just Chad and Lori, but of the bigger picture, I'll say, is the reason that these killings took place. Allegedly, in my opinion. I said, in the killings of our uncle and your cousins, Tylee and JJ's murders. Your Mama Kay was on their hit list as well. And as distant as me and Mom may be sometimes, nobody F's with my mom. Only I can. Laugh out loud. Right? I take it very personal, and I also pay for it dearly by not being present the last 4 years, for not being engaging enough with you and your life, Ashlyn's life, our family's lives. But I refuse to allow Lori, damn Daybell, to have control over any more of my life. I will never stop researching, sharing, and advocating for the toxic and evil that church purports. I won't stand by and allow other families to be victimized and affected by this evil and powerful church over my dead body. So if you will consider a do-over with me, I'd greatly appreciate that so much. I love you always and forever. You are my firstborn, my first love, my first experience with being a mom. Now I'd love to be the mother that you deserve. Love always wins." And he said, "Sure," you know, and it's crazy. You know, it's just, it takes so much away from, I mean, everyday life, just being with Jason, just being with my kids and my parents and my grandparents. I've had, you know, my stepdad died, who I have a few stepdads, right? Dennis is Todd's dad, biologically, but he was my dad. I didn't know any different, you know, and he died in April of 2021. My grandmother, she's like a mother to me. She died earlier this year, January 4th. My doctor died. I mean, that was horrible when all this was happening right before the kids were found. we had two really, cat 4, they were really 5s. But anyways, hurricanes ripped through my hometown and shredded it, and nobody came to the rescue. There was a pandemic going on. Nobody came and helped. We all pulled together as a community. That's what we do. We were built for this shit. No need to prep, you know? But anyways, it was the trauma tour 2020, straight up. And I could go on and on. Smirky and jerky. Is that the same picture as this one? Yep. All right, let me delete this one. And then there's this picture that I made. That's my brother and JJ. And my brother in yellow right there. And Mandy is JJ's biological mom. She died also last year. And there's JJ and Uncle Charles. Me and JJ. Me, Mom, and JJ. JJ in his red pajamas, and Ashlyn and JJ. Yeah, I didn't get to upload all the photos I wanted to. And then there's this hooker and her lover. You know, they're just soaking up the sun there in Hawaii. And so here you go. Boom. Right? Right. There you go. Thank you. Thank you, Chad and Lori. You know? Anyways. So, oh gosh, that's way too small. I was going to share all the dispensations, but ain't no way y'all be able to see that. I can't see it. Then like, Donna was saying, like, just people lie. And people, they're in these high demand religions. And I had to go through this experience, I guess, to understand and to be compassionate. Because I was not before. It's hard because you don't really know you don't think about all these things. You just think that everybody knows your culture and knows how you think the whole world's like that everywhere else, and that's just culturally. That's why they say culture shock, and then things happen and then you learn, oh, well, there's Buddhism, there's Catholicism, there's Baptists, evangelicals, there are Mormons, Jehovah's Witness. There's all kinds of religions all around the world. Islam. There's so many different beliefs that we all have. Yeah, Mohawk Mom. Exactly. You have got to be crafty with how you ask a question. I didn't know all these things until this happened. And I'm glad. I'm not glad that this happened, but this happened, and no matter what, I can't change it. And so it taught me that these things and these behaviors, you see that, Jason? These behaviors, they go on outside of your neighborhood, outside of your belief system. And same for them, Mormons think that, or they're taught that, they're righteous, they're chosen, they are here to spread the greater light and knowledge, like Jason Mao said, and that we're the Gentiles, and that they're the one true church. And I was like, and this is before I knew any better, I was like, okay, anybody that says, hey, I'm true, I'm like, why do you got to say you're true? Like, that means, to me, that's a red flag. Just anyways, Jason's back here. It throws me off though. Oh, look at this picture too. This was one that my Aunt Susan, let's see, can you take that one down? So you can see, well, you can't see, but Tyler is holding Uncle Charles's hand right here. This is before JJ was born. So this picture's like really messed up. I got to fix it. Right. My Aunt Susan wanted me to share that before. This thing, oh, wait, I hit the wrong one. This one, you can never unsee these things. You can never unknow them or not know them or flip a switch and just be like, oh, okay, yeah, this is not, it's not, that's a luxury, because you can't unknow these things. You can't unsee these things. It doesn't change anything. You can deny them, and we see where that gets us, right? Denial, holy crap, it's nuts. And this was somebody that I used to know. Look at her dressing her leopard there. That was in 2011. And me and Mom, I would not fly, y'all. And my first trip that Mom got me onto a plane, we went to Knoxville, Tennessee. The second time, we went to Vegas. I'm not a gambler. And LSU was playing that weekend, and so were the Saints. And so my mom was just like, what? You're going to stay in the hotel room? I'm like, yeah. I'll meet up with you after the games, But we ran into Uncle Charles and Lori at Planet Hollywood. And it was by chance. It was just by chance. It was not planned. It was, whatever. Hey, cool. Wow. And in hindsight, you look back and you're like, wow, what are those odds? They don't work in my favor for sure. As far as gambling money, I gamble my heart and things like that, but it does not work the same. So this is when we had run into them, and I don't have that picture uploaded of me and my Uncle Charles, but it's so weird because she's somebody that I used to know. Straight up. I hope this sucker can foresee his future. I hope he's a seer and a revelator now. And I hope that under the right conditions, like what information he would have to disclose. Oh crap, which they're meeting at 6:00. And so we met. Okay. So, I don't even know. Well, yeah, my parents, they went to meet the detectives and prosecution, allegedly prosecution team. And so I don't know. We were going to run and meet them too, but that was at 6. It's 6:16. So I'm late for everything. But I hope that he takes a plea deal, and I hope that he does something. I mean, I doubt there is no shred of anything in Chad, in my opinion. Let me send KJ a link. And saw that while I was doing something. Hold on just a second. I have to do it I got to do it from inside of StreamYard, which is silly because I can't get inside of StreamYard. Yes, I can. There we go. Okay, KJ, I'm going to send you a link to join the stream. And it's done. So, can't read and talk at the same time, y'all. Or I can't comprehend. I can read, pretend like I'm reading. I was just reading the moderator text back here. Anyways, let's see. And so I asked Jason, because Jason, he went away from the where the press conference was. He went and sat in the vehicle, and babe, I'm having a hard. I'm very flighty. Hold on, let me stretch. No, it's me. It's me. Like I'm so easily distracted today. It's not you. It's me. It's this whole situation. Things are starting to sink in, if that makes any sense to anybody. Crap. Let's see. That's about all I have pulled up there. But let me hide this. Hooker. I call her a hooker. Y'all know I do. Let's see. Oh, let me go share. Present, share. And do this. Oh, I gotta hide myself though. Forgot to do that first. Okay. Oop. Wrong thing again. I'll get this learned whenever Lori and Chad are not guilty. Okay, there's KJ. Hold on just 1 second, KJ. There's the Maricopa County thing. The Maricopa. Oh my gosh, come on. It's going to go down and then it's going to go way down real quick. I'm trying to just toggle it a little. It's not listening. Okay, there we go. Centered. The Maricopa County Attorney's Office, MCAO, has reviewed submitted. This is what I read to y'all earlier. So if you want to screenshot that, then feel free to. This is just me working on these things back here, which I don't know why it's not working. And then, they already won by getting death taken off the table, in my opinion, as far as that, because she was not crazy. She is not crazy. Chad's not crazy. There that is. There's that. Suck our storms. And then so I was like, well, you inspired me. So, and I thought this was sweet too. You know, just to see the people outside of the courtroom. I mean, that's why I went, I joined live so that I could, oh, go ahead. Are you there? Or I keep hearing something.
Ringlets?
Ringlets. All right, is KJ on? I can't see the. Okay, yeah, she is on. Okay, hey girl. Hey.
Does she need extra toilet paper rollers?
I don't know, but we'll surely provide that for her.
She looked very solemn today, didn't she?
She from the pictures, yeah, I didn't see her. Like I saw her face one time, but barely,
in law enforcement. Can you hear me?
Yes.
In law enforcement, they say when they give an interview, when a person folds their arms, they're trying to hide something.
Right. I always thought, because I do it because I don't like my weight and things like that. There's, I guess, different reasons, but yes, definitely the way she's clammed up in her interview with, and I say in the soft interview room with Chandler, Detective Yinclev or I forget her name. Anyways, I don't know how to say it. Inclin or something like that. And her arms were folded, Her
Well,
arms were folded.
what is interesting about it is that I always said that Lori would go to Pocatello Women's Prison, and Larry Woodcock was saying the same thing.
Mm-hmm. And then we found out that right after all that happened is when we got the Maricopa County thing. And I was like, well, look at that. That's swift justice. Finally, I say swift. It's only been 7 hours and 15 days, if you know that Sinead O'Connor song.
Well, I'll tell you what, I might just have to sing that song down the road, but I'll tell you something right now. Lori, the hussy Daybell, she is headed down a road where she is going to know all about carpet munching.
That's true. But that's not, anyways, that's not, I'm with you. Look, there's Lori feeding Kanan. This is in 2012. Hold on. I'm sorry. I have it on top of another picture. I have all kinds of pictures back here, and that's her feeding him. Deleted. No. And that's mom saying, I got to get strong. She's hugging Larry, right? I'm not deleting them. They're in my account. This is me back. I work in my Canva app, so this isn't finished, but it's just the horror it's a true story.
It is a true story, and it's never going to be right until you write your book.
The only reason I would, how I am, how I felt about that too. I was like, I had no intentions of writing a book. Oh my God, I can't even put a sentence together. But from the research that I've learned and from finding the dispensations and all these doctrines that Chad and Lori knew about because of how the church teaches, okay? It's double speak, and I think I would be doing a public service, because it's amazing how deceptive one organization can be. It's very crazy. You're just like, holy crap, they present themselves one way in your face, but their fingers are crossed behind their backs.
There is something I wanted to bring up, and I don't know if I'll bring it up again, but why didn't the state bring out about the storage unit videos? Why didn't they show that to the jurors? Because that was the perfect example of Lori, Chad, and Alex.
Yeah, the butt smacking. Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
I'm listening.
Oh, okay. My computer, this thing's not working back here then. That, KJ, is a good point. It's a great point. So where is the damn podcast? From
there was not a podcast that Melanie Given, David Warwick, and Lori did together. Okay.
Well,
I'm telling you that Archie said the night before he died, could that have been that Sunday evening? He said that JJ scratched Chad's neck. I'm telling you now that I will never believe it any other way, that JJ died Sunday night, not early Monday morning.
I agree. So the 22nd, which is congruent with Joseph Smith and all his crap, on the 22nd, the revelation was complete. That's what it said in the FOIA docs,
Well, what have you learned about them saying that Lori was upset with Archie's closing argument? What have you learned about that? Because I've been hearing different things.
I haven't even
Trying to go with insufficient prosecution. Insufficient.
Oh, Jason just said insufficient prosecution or something, or defense. I'm sorry. And
ineffective counsel.
Yep.
Ineffective counsel.
That's what she's going with.
That's what
for
you
her
think?
appeal.
Wait, don't state that as fact. State that as your opinion. Come
That's
on.
my opinion, but
That's his opinion.
it makes sense.
He said, but it makes sense. But I mean, that would be very hard to prove because they were right there saying every step of the way, my client's not listening. My client, despite what we're advising her, that
Well,
whole
I
thing.
know that Wayne and I sat here and heard Archie's closing argument, and Wayne, my husband, who is a lot smarter than I am, he was laughing. He was like, "What is he doing?"
Right. It was like a train wreck. There is no defense.
No, that's the only way she can get an appeal.
That's what, babe?
In my opinion, this is the only way she could get an appeal was to have them do what they did. And they got to listen to what she wants.
Well, that's her fault.
No.
I don't know. And see, I don't know. I'd have to go listen to his closing. I fell asleep during when Donna was doing them on my channel. I fell asleep before Archie's came on. So I still never heard it. I don't even know.
Krisha, here's the situation. Lori is going to be able to be upset with her attorneys. She's going to say whatever she's going to. They're going to have appeals. But the bottom line is when she steps into that Pocatello woman's prison. Oh, Lord, I've got about 3 people standing in here. Hold on. Anyway, when she steps into that Pocatello prison, she's not going to be able to be high stepping it like a dang show horse.
Yeah, I know. She does walk like a horse too, by the way.
She's all I'm saying is that what they'll do, this is just my opinion. What they're going to do is they're going to keep her off by herself for a little while because she's so high profile, just like they did Alex. They're doing Alex Murdaugh. They're wanting this to fade a bit before they put her in general population.
Wow. And that's crazy too, KJ, because I talked to Detective's daughter and she had she's put me in contact with an inmate for the guy, the guy's prison in Idaho. I don't know what it's called. And he agreed to do an interview with me, and I'm going to arrange all that and everything whenever I get back home.
Well, I'm going to tell you, anyone on here that did not see that interview you did for the Sun, that was an excellent interview, and I highly recommend it to anyone. You were so good in that.
Has Luke come out? I mean, has it come out more? Because he said he was breaking it down into segments. And so when I saw the video, I didn't even go read the story because I was like, oh my God. I didn't know that he was going to use the video too.
All I know is you absolutely really measured your words. And I appreciate that about you. You were always using words like alleged and all this stuff. You know how I am. They damn throw me out the damn press room, man. I would be like, saying all kind of crazy stuff that I actually believe because people don't really understand how crazy this world is. But you're so measured and you really think about, well, how is this going to affect my overall family? And that's one thing I'm inspired about you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. But I mean, it's kind of a life or death situation for me. And a lot of people think it's just Chad and Lori, and I'm not of that opinion. Somebody asked one time, I think it was in Eric's chat recently, since I've been up here, and somebody asked, how big is this cult? And I was like, 16 million members, allegedly. Because it's bigger and it's not everybody's experience. I understand. But in the same breath, I'm asking them, those who are members, and this isn't their experience, just to hear me out. Like,
did Ashley Banfield, did she cut you off?
I didn't do anything with Ashley Banfield, but she did cut Larry off because Larry was not finished. He did tell me that.
Cuomo.
It was Cuomo. Did Cuomo cut you off?
I don't think so.
He better not
Oh,
have,
Jason said
because
yeah.
I'll damn hey, this old country girl from Tennessee will take Cuomo on any day of the week. He can kiss my ass. Okay.
That's all they, I mean, you got to think, like I said, it's a tool. Social media is a tool, and you have to work it. Just like anything else, it can bite you in the ass. It can, you know, I mean, just one bad interview, one bad comment, and you're done. You're done. And there goes your voice and everything else. You're dismissed. And so many people have dismissed just me personally, just my personal opinion, my voice in this.
It's not that, Crusha. It's just you delve into stuff that a lot of people don't understand the foundation and the beginnings of what you were talking about. And
Mm-hmm.
so, because it's so complex, a lot of people, it just, their brains can't wrap around it. And I'm including myself in that
Yeah,
sometimes.
me too. And I'm reading about it, and I have been doing this for years already, and I can't wrap well, I'm better at it, but it's a lot to wrap your head around. It really is.
What you're doing is you're actually showing people stuff that's very hard for them to understand in some ways, but it's exposure over something that you believe in, and all of that. And I get it. I totally get it. When you are driven and you know that you wake up every day and you know that there's something that you have to do, you are the voice of Charles, JJ, and Tylee, in my view. You've always been that for me.
Thank you. I never knew that. Jason's told me that. So many people have told me that. And I'm just like, that was not what I set out to do. I just wanted to humanize them, really.
There are so many people in YouTube world that go on to increase their whatever they're doing. And
Right.
and I told you this a long time ago, Krisha. I said, once this case was over, people were going to go on to the next case. They were going to. And you understand the monetization side of YouTube. Let me just be clear to everyone on here. I believe, this is what I believe. I believe legislatively in states that no one should be able to monetize, no news organizations, nothing.
Yep.
Except for the victims' family members. And I understand some people are like, well, KJ, well, these news organizations, they have a lot of equipment and they have a lot of feelers out there and all that.
Yeah, they don't.
It's not, hey,
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
don't.
dogging out journalism. I'm not at all.
Right.
I believe in journalism and I believe in a free press. What I'm saying is that the victims' family members, there should be no question if a victim's family member is, I mean, look at what your family has been through.
Right.
Look what, I mean, y'all have already lost your loved ones. And now what? You're fitting the bill for staying in Idaho in order to see a trial. I can only imagine what Larry and Kay and you yourself have paid just to be there to get justice for your family members.
It's astronomical.
The other thing, family members shouldn't get
come here.
Shouldn't get copyright struck for using something off a national channel in their
okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like I've gotten copyright strikes from Dateline, from other, news organizations that, they copyright strike, and it's my damn video. Actually, I'm the owner of the bus video. That's mine, and they use it over and over and over again. And it's different whenever the kids are missing.
That's when you have to get an attorney involved. And I know you don't want to go that route.
No, I do. I do. I do want to get an attorney involved, because there's a lot of situations just to remedy or try to remedy and pass laws legislatively, so that it's the exploitation part of it. Once the kids were found, it's like, hey, Okay, we don't need their pictures everywhere. They were murdered. Okay, but you're right. I mean, people do make money off of death, murder, the story. You heard it here first, folks. That kind of thing. And I'm not saying that for everybody. I don't know. There's got to be some kind of resolution. You know, a comfortable medium, so that you're not just sitting here like a damn duck. With your thumb up
I
your butt.
opened Ray Room and the KJ and the Ray May 27th of 2020. And it wasn't long after that that you contacted me and you started giving me all these pictures of your intimate family members. I
Mhm.
never did nothing with it. You know
Nope.
why? Because that showed me right there that you were trying to see whether you could trust me or not. And I'm telling you right now, it ain't that about me at all. I promise you, it's never been
Ethical.
about that for me.
I know that. And that's why you shine, like a new penny. People see through this. People, we underestimate people too, because people are not dumb. They're very smart. You've said it. I've said it. They're all the comments, all the everybody's perspectives, throwing in how they think. They remind us of things, and we're like, oh yeah, because we're only one person, and it is impossible with the magnitude of this case, the voluminous amount of information, right? It is
Yes, yes,
impossible.
yes. DJ
So,
Norman, DJ Norman, May 27th of 2020. It doesn't mean much. What I'm trying to get across is there is a date of October 19th, the day of Tammy's death.
mhm.
Also,
Mhm.
March 4th was the date that the 911 call was given for this Eric Richens out of Utah. And now we've
Oh,
got June the 7th, which is the third date, which is coming up. And I am telling y'all now, my eldest son's birthday is October 19th. Eric Richens' murder was March the 4th. And now I'm waiting to see what June the 7th brings. Okay.
May 19th, they're doing her preliminary. I read about it. Oh, I read about it. So you're trying to see where the ritual murder comes into effect, huh?
What I'm trying to say is what does June 7th have to do with it? Because that's my youngest son. Because I've got two older sons that fall on those dates, and it
Oh.
bothers me.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. People don't know what we're probably talking about, but it's DJ Norman he's brilliant. And it's so massive for me, like to learn the way you know, I would have to take a couple classes from him. And that's what that's his gift. And I say gift, but he's not trying to make money off of it. He's not trying to self promote or anything. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, because I mean, holy crap. But he's got the dates figured out forward, backwards, side to side. I mean, every which way of every one of these murders: JJ, Tylee, Charles, Tammy, Joe, and Alex, even. And like whenever Zalema and Alex's first date was allegedly on October 31st, all this crap. And he goes and just plugs in basically, and it's using the Julian calendar and the Gregorian calendar, I think, or is Jewish calendar. I don't know. But I'm gonna have him on here, like I said, probably when we get back to Lake
Well,
Charles.
let me just say this. Nick Carr says the media plays a huge part in many cases and often contribute to the investigation. They overstep the line when they begin to exploit the victims and families for
Yeah.
clickbait or headlines. Balance, folks.
Right? It's integrity, ethics. I mean, and you can see as a viewer, as a someone following the case, invested in this case, you can see. I'm gonna say what Tammy said, right? By ye fruits ye shall know, and you do eventually. You see people for what they really are, And once they get too big for their britches and, just kind of go way off tangent, and you're like, wait, hold on. I've seen that happen at least a handful of times, just right off the top of my head. Um, and so, yes, they are a tool. It can help. It can hurt. It can, it's balance. Right.
Well,
Thank
let me
you.
just ask you this. How far are you willing to go in your family's quest for justice? You've got Charles. Brandon is considered a family member.
Hmm.
How far?
It's part of the conspiracy, in my opinion. This is my life mission now. It chose me. I didn't choose it. Uh, until before this case happened, again, I didn't have my priorities in line. I didn't know. I was 40 years old, didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. So I've worked all kinds of different jobs, manual labor. I've worked, you know, in office jobs. I've worked in many different jobs. None of them, had the demand of technology. So I think that's fair to say. But I mean, it's just the way I made a living before. Um, but when this happened, it shook me to my core. It rocked my entire world. Everything prioritized itself.
And it's not about making a living. It's about bringing stuff so nobody else gets hurt in this.
Yeah, what he said. I mean, and things aren't free. That's reality. That's reality. Things are not free. Just like they're not for the journalists and for the news organizations. They're not free. My family paid for this with their blood. That's my blood. Their blood is my blood. They messed with the wrong person's family, is what I'm saying. And I mean that. I mean that with all of my heart. I mean that. I will never stop. I will never settle. I'm not a settler. I'm not that kind of person. And I may take a lot of breaks. I may, not be put together. I'm not a show, like you say. This is not a show. This is my reality.
And
This is
I will tell you this. There are people out here in the world, and especially in the crime genre community, they want to see trials. They want to see it play it out and all this. But and then when it comes down to the victim impact statements, they're there, they're feeling bad for them, they're doing all this and that. But who in the hell ever gets to really know someone who has lost from murder? I mean, further than a victim impact statement. What I'm
right.
trying to say is this is of great value, and people should understand that.
The value is not monetarily, not just monetarily.
I'm
It's
talking about the value to humanity, Chris. I'm talking
right.
about
That's
people actually.
you
It's
said it.
not about, oh, I'm gonna just feel bad for their victim impact statement, and then I'm gonna go on to the next
Hmm.
criminal trial. These people need to understand something. I don't give a damn
Yep.
if they listen to me or anyone. It's not right. They needed to stop and realize that this could happen to their family.
Hmm. And it sure does not feel good. It does not feel good at all. You're so right. And Jason's back there. I mean, he's just feeling emotional, because that's what this is. This is the wake up call. In my opinion, I believe in God. This is God's wake up call to if this case, if these victims caught your attention, it's not just because if you're
For
interested.
entertainment. Does people really want to say this is entertainment for them? This
Right.
stimulates them? Well,
Right.
let me tell you something. Life, life is going to stimulate you in a lot of ways, but when you reach out on YouTube or social media or newspapers or whatever, the 5 o'clock freaking news, and it draws you, you need to ask yourself, is this stimulating you or do you want change?
Right. That's perfect. That's poetic right there. And it's much needed. It's a conversation you got,
Let's wake
internal
up,
conversation to
people.
have with
Let's
yourself.
wake up.
Right. Yeah. Because they are gone. You know, like I said, if this
This
would
is
have
your family. You've sat back. You have sat back and watched all these people making millions of dollars on this freaking tragedy over clickbait and every damn thing else. And you have rose above it all, just tried to do what you're doing. You ain't damn went to town on any of these people. Hell, this is the world we live in. But I'm telling you right now, it's disgusting. And the victims' family members of all murder. And I'm one of them. My brother was murdered at age 21.
Yeah.
It absolutely is pathetic what this world has come to.
Yeah, it's really sick. Yeah. And I'm so sorry for your loss too. You know, it doesn't end when the case is adjudicated. I
But it
wish.
ends
I
for
wish.
all these people out here that's making
That's
money
it.
left and right on a tragedy. It ends for
The
them. They go on to the next tragedy, don't you know?
hearse chasers. Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And nobody wants to see the truth. Nobody wants to see the truth of that.
Because
They
it's
want to live
horrible.
in their little smooth life. They want to
Right.
think this is just another little bump in the road. Let me tell you something. This is absolutely devastating for family members, and for your family to hold their head up and show the world grace, hope, love,
Forgiveness, justice. I don't know. I don't know any other way.
Sanya says they're a bunch of tragedy pimps.
Tragedy
They're pimps.
Yeah. Thank you, Sanga. There's that phrase. Yeah. Tragedy pimps. Oh yeah, get a watermark. Yeah. I usually do. I usually try to. That's one thing. If there's anybody in here who finds themselves in a similar or whatever situation where one of your loved ones comes up missing, watermark all your things. Watermark. It's not a courtesy. Watermark it. You know, because it is yours. And people have no they don't have a hard time, you know, just exploitation.
No moral values.
No moral values, Jason says. And I can't read this because this was about fire and brimstone and about the second death and things, but I can't see it on here. Wow, now I can. It's laced in all this stuff that's not I haven't seen a book of Chad, you know. What were there, a couple 4 pages or so that Lori was fumbling through. I don't have to say allegedly anymore when it comes to Lori. Yay, that's victory right there. I don't have to say allegedly.
Isn't that awesome?
Oh my God, yes.
She is convicted on all counts, Crescia.
Mm-hmm.
And that is exactly what JJ, Tylee, and Tammy deserved in the state of Idaho. We all bitched and complained and whined how this was all laid out. We've been dealing with this for 3 freaking years, but it all worked out. And I thank God for that.
Amen. Amen to that. You know, it's been a long time, and they did good. They did great. The prosecution team did. They did better than I thought. You know, they really did bring it together as best as one could, I guess, and from being of the same religion. You know, because I was like, wow, in the hell, how are they going to do this? How are they going to bring this out? But yet keep the church out, and then the church kind of kept itself out. But anyways, allegedly, I have because I had to know, because I want to know, because I've researched this for ever since I saw Lori walk into the courtroom in March of 2020, all arrogant and stuff. And I mean, I was, because I didn't know who that was. I wanted to know why she was so confident and So I went on this quest. I'm the only one in my family that's gone this direction, you know. Um, and it's just so different. I see the way this played out is so different because of what I've learned and everything. But it's been so impossible to share because it's basically the um the trial has been basically a FOIA document dump every day. Those things are crippling. Information is crippling because you're receiving the information, you're seeing it, you're hearing it, learning it for the first time. Then yeah, it throws you off track big time.
Do you remember when I went live and talked about the DNA of the pickaxe?
Yeah.
Do you remember how we all were so upset?
Yeah.
And we were so we were beside ourselves. And I knew how I felt, and I was ashamed that I was even worried about my own pain or anything, because I thought, even though I loved y'all, I
You're
knew that
invested.
was your family and how much worse it must have been for you.
But it's the way you handle it, KJ. And there are channels, there are people, reporters, there are people out there who handle it with respect, dignity, love, understanding, compassion, um, just not wanting to exploit, but you're invested. Many of you here are invested in this case. And
I
I get
see
to
these
say,
names on here, and they've been here for so long.
yeah,
And then there are people, and I won't lie to you. Some of them they got caught in it at the last minute. But I'll tell you what, just because people were going almost 3 years dealing with this, and then there's some what you call newbies, they have just as much heart as anyone else.
yes, yep. Oh yeah, oh yeah. There's people that come on
I
and
mean,
you're
I
just like,
just love
ah.
the living heck out of Butterbean. I don't know who Butterbean is, but Butterbean has been right there. I don't mean to call Butterbean out, but I'm just saying that I know who the Rays are. And
Right.
there are a lot of people that have been asking, what is a Ray and who are the Rays? I said, go to the About station.
Yep.
There, that it was never about you had to be a certain way or anything like that. What it all came down to, Crescia, was it really was about justice through understanding. In other words, you can only decipher, and you can only understand, and you can only figure out through your own processes, not what someone was telling you. And if I could get that through to people, that they don't have to listen to other people, they can listen to their own gut feeling.
Right.
They can believe in all of that. That's
Yep.
what really it drove it home, because they were the ones that had the answers.
It's true. It's so true. Oh
Until
gosh.
you learn something you don't understand it.
Yeah, until you learn something you don't understand it. You're ignorant. Ignorance is bliss to a certain extent, but it's like now once I've learned it, I know it exists. I know what I've researched. I know for myself because I did my own research, which is important for every single person here or who in the future who is going to follow a case and intermingle and socialize within the chats and everything, participate in the chats. I have said the most ignorant things. And so that comes to that thing where it's like, if you can't say anything nice, say nothing at all. Well, that kind of goes, I believe that for ignorance, it's okay to ask questions, but some people can just, say stuff like, I remember getting a comment a long time ago saying that I was trying to hang on the coattails of Chad and Lori for to be famous or something like that. And I was just like, what the are you talking about?
Hey, let me tell you, for the last 3 years, May 27th of 2020 is when I opened the channel. Do you know how many people told me, who the hell are you? You're crazy. You're ugly.
They're mad.
I kept having to, I had to keep erasing those comments so that the people that really cared wouldn't have to be bothered with that, because I'm gonna tell you, there were some rays on there that were trying to take up for me, and I'm like, they don't even need to be put in that position. There
Mm-mm.
are always going to be people out there, Crescia, that are not going to go with whatever you say, no matter what you say.
I know.
And the bottom line is I really believe in you. I believe in Jason. I believe in Larry and Kay. I believe your whole family in Louisiana really have a lot that can spill over into people's lives that will make their lives better.
Oh, that's so
I
sweet.
don't know exactly
It
what that
really is.
is, but I just believe that.
Just the fact that you say that and you believe that, that means so much to me. And I mean, you know how Larry feels about you. Mom too, it's just it's surreal. It's just it's special. It's so special.
All I know is in Tennessee, Wayne and I will always be a family for y'all. I know there are a lot of people that love you. We're no different than anybody else, but I just want you to know that we do love you and we're always here for you. And we would love anytime you would be ready to come and filter through this devastation, because I promise you, Crescia, I am absolutely positive that some time in Tennessee would do Jason and you some good. Did you know that June 25th, I've got two people to marry?
I know. Miss Mary, and I don't know her husband, soon to be husband's name, but
Ricky.
well,
Ricky.
so Miss Mary
Just
and
know
Mr.
you got
Ricky.
another one.
And so right, yeah, July. That's what Jason proposed
That's
to
my
me
birthday present.
back in 2020.
Yes.
No, 2019. And we were going to get married in February of 2020, but then all this stuff happened, and
Daybell has happened to us.
I think
All I
she
know is
extradited
is
or
when
something.
Jason showed up in Idaho, your whole demeanor changed. You
Didn't it?
became emboldened. You became bold as
He's
hell.
my rock.
You were so good. I was like, look at her. You were absolutely wonderful, and you still are. And I will always feel inspired by you. Crescia, you're the best. You really are. I told your mother, and you can ask her. Why don't you ask your mother, Kay? I said, Crescia is a superstar.
Oh
And I
Lord.
mean that.
And yeah, I'm just like, no, but I understand what you're saying. I don't know how to receive compliments like that.
Well, get
It's just like
used
it's
to it.
not my
Get
intention.
used to it.
It's just not my intention though. But I mean, it means so much to me that you feel that way and think that way about me. Larry has been going around telling everybody, he's like, there's a documentary film crew there, and I mean, it's been so hard to just have private moments with my parents. It's been this before Jason came up here, I was absolutely alone.
I
Um,
know that I know, excuse me.
it's
I
okay.
know that I'm sorry. I'm smoking. Anyway, I know that today they brought up Love Always Wins, and that is the only one that anyone could ever think of is Crush K. Easton of Difficult Research.
Yeah, I went up to the mics and I was like, "Love always wins," and then and then Mom was like, "Yeah, love always wins," and then Larry came back up to the mic and he was like, "Love always wins," and it's just an echo of basically of what I feel my uncle. It encompasses my uncle, how he saw
They
him.
believe in you. They believe in you. I promise you. They
Yeah,
believe in you
it's
just
just a
as much as
lot.
I believe in you.
It's a lot. It's so complex, and I mean, I'm just trying to make sense of it myself while dealing with this, while You know what I'm saying? It's not just a normal. I don't think it is. I haven't been able to grieve.
Well, there are a lot of
And,
people probably
and
on this line that want to know, what does it feel like to run into a courthouse in a triple murder trial? You and Jason were running in there. What
Mhm.
does it feel like to be in there finally? You feel secure and you're listening to what they're saying. What went through your mind, Crusher? I just got to know.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, I got to think about it. I haven't had time to
You don't
process
have
everything.
time.
Yeah, I was I mean, just getting there on in the nick of time, basically, without Jason
Dying.
dying. And I'm not being dramatic.
No.
Like you can't just run. You know, he's had 2 strokes back in October, at the end of October, and so there's some days that are just he's okay. There's some days where his balance, everything's off. You know, and it's one of those days today. And so I drove, to the courthouse, and I wanted to drop him off in the front so that he wouldn't,
Better than me.
like, because if we walk fast or whatever, or had to walk fast, there's no way. And that bitch was not worth dying over. That's what I told him. I was like, it's okay. It's okay. I'm fine. If we don't make it, I'm okay. Life goes on.
Cresha,
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Cresha, you've got to tell me though, in that moment, I want to hear it.
Basically, and I mean, at right now in this moment, all I can tell you is that they confirmed legally what I already knew. That's it. I mean, it's a done deal, and I knew this from the beginning. I knew with my God, He had this handled. It doesn't matter what I have no control over this. It's in His hands, in His time, when He was ready, and today was that day to hear that. To hear guilty, 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 guilty on all charges. I didn't get to see her face, but I don't have to.
But you also felt the presence of God step in and relieve a little bit that's been on you for so long.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if y'all can hear him because he's talking way over there. But come over here if you're gonna, get step close to the mic.
But you could also feel the grace of God relieving a little bit of the stress that's been on you with each word that was said. It felt really good, but it also overwhelmed.
Yeah, it is overwhelming because
So
again, my mom reached over and she because my Uncle Jerry was sitting between us, and so she grabbed my shoulder, and then and then my Uncle Jerry grabbed my hand. And my Uncle Jerry's not really that kind of guy, right? But he was today. And so I'm holding hands with my Uncle Jerry. I'm sitting next to Whitney. Jason, he was behind us, right when we got in. That's just, I don't know. It's just how it happened. And didn't want to make a ruckus, to put him in the same pew or whatever, because we had just rushed in. And then, with each count, guilty, we're squeezing hands and shoulders, and because Judge Du Bois said that, you can't do an audible or, just don't make a ruckus in his court, don't react. And that's been my hardest thing, is not reacting. I react. And so, like I said, it's just confirmation. It was a confirmation of what we already knew. It's just a formality. It's just, I don't have to say allegedly anymore, I
Yeah,
don't know.
well, Jeannie Marie says, I felt relief, faith in humanity.
That's beautiful. Thank you, Jean Marie. That is beautiful. Really is. And Janet, her comment about Tylee sitting in the courtroom, that just is so touching. Oh, it's just, I don't know. It hasn't sunk in yet. I haven't stopped yet to even, I don't know how I feel right away. Um, it's kind of how I deal with things.
So heavy.
You know, my mom, you know how Larry, he's always just like, boom, he's right there with the truth. And then mom kind of comes off more as not emotional or unemotional, and kind of me too. But
Behind the door.
I can be emotional. I am an emotional being. That is me. And I have to process things. I don't know how I feel about it in its totality yet. I haven't been
Well,
able to feel on it before.
Trina 444. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you this. Y'all can disagree with this, and everybody's gonna hate me for saying it, but I don't give a damn. I don't believe a shit and damn word of a psychic. Okay. So anyone who's hearing psychics and all this bullshit, you're opening the doors to that funky ass shit, okay? And I'll tell you something, if you get into the Ouija boards, you get into any of this crazy ass shit, that I'm telling you. All right, now, I'm telling you, you better believe it.
That dark junk. Right.
I'm tired of these people bringing in other psychics and saying, well, this psychic said this and this psychic said that. Well, I'll tell you what, I guarantee you, the persons that's listening to the psychic, they're damn more powerful than that dumbass over there that wants to tell you what life's all about.
Yeah. I'm just, I don't know. I research. I research. I do. But, and like I said, all things are helpful. All all forms of investigation, you know, whether you're
Well, I'll tell you
researching.
what, the sun rises and the sun sets on the evil and the good. But I'm gonna tell you this right now. There ain't nobody out here in the world that's got a freaking damn I know more than you kind of shit. Cause we live
Right.
every day. We live every day of our life. And maybe somebody's life might be a little more texting or something, but I'm gonna tell you this right now, no matter where you are in your life, everyone is on an equal playing field, and they can
Yeah.
all kiss my ass if they think they're better than me.
Well, right, right. It is. It's just different perspectives, you know. Nobody's better than anybody else for sure.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to get in a fight, huh?
No,
I'm gonna get in a fight and someone's not gonna like it.
better not get in a fight.
Well, I got enough bail money.
All right. Well, there you go. It reminds me of fried green tomatoes when
You
she's
know
like,
what I thought briefly earlier? I
"What?"
thought, what if they like let her off the hook for Tammy's murder or something? And I thought, man, if I'd been sitting in that courtroom, I'd have jumped over that banister.
I can
You know what
picture
I
it.
wanted to do? I wanted to come to that trial, and like the first day that the audio was released, you heard this damn country ass country girl from Tennessee going, "Where's the children, Lori? Where's the children?"
Right?
I've
You
never
know,
seen
just go off the deep end, man, and
Mhm.
make it worth my while.
I think, trust me, KJ, I'm not perfect at all because I've thought these things. And I'm like, I mean, I've told court personnel, I'm like, I'm gonna whip her ass. I'm gonna whip her ass. But I talk a lot of shit.
I'll tell you
Let me
what,
I've
talk
she's
my
gonna
never
get
crap.
her
seen
ass stomped in
KJ,
prison. She
I've
walks
never
up
seen
in
that many
she
cops.
walks up in the prison cell. She walks up, say it's her first day. She gets out of the van. Okay, she's wearing her damn. It ain't gonna be stripes, y'all. That's the movies. She's gonna be wearing some kind of gray shit. It looks like something like a mechanic suit. She's gonna walk in there and she's gonna be high stepping it because she don't know any other way. All she's ever done is make people believe she's better than them. And then when she does that, there's going to be some butch over there who runs the whole freaking damn prison pod over there. And the butch is going to be like, look it over to somebody else who'd been there for 12, 13 years and look at them and say, and this Bush who runs it says, can you believe this shit?
Right. Not only that, oh, and so yeah, so this brings this up where people are like, well, people just aren't nice to child killers, right? And so you have these women in prison who are not in prison for murdering their children, okay? Or their spouses. And in fact, they miss their children and they miss their spouses and they just got caught up in something bad, right? And so they don't take kindly to that, you know? There is, I remember hearing a long time ago, there was this, it was in California or something, and this one lifer was locked up for life, and there were these two pedos, right? And they used to turn on the children's LPB or, just children's shows and stuff. And he finally had enough of it. And he murdered both of them. And he had told the guards before. He was like, you better get me out of here. Better get me out of here. Well, and so to me, I'm just like, well, it is what it is. If you don't like it, then don't murder, or don't commit crimes against children who are defenseless.
I have done a lot of research, and the Rays know I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked my ass off.
I'm away.
But I'll tell you this. And you can take this to the bank. All right.
All right.
The bottom line is when she goes to Pocatello Women's Prison, she's going to have to be separated for a little while and let shit calm down, right? And then after that, she's going to come high stepping in there, and these women are going to make her understand the pecking order.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're going to, whatever they have to do, whether it's physical or verbal abuse, they're going to let her know. I promise you that.
Right. That's
she
true.
She is going to know what hell on earth is. And let me just be clear to everyone on here. I'm not taking pleasure in Lori Hussey Daybell going to prison for the rest of her days. What I am taking pleasure in is that she cannot, absolutely not, do anything worse than what she's done. And whatever happens to her from this point don't make a damn bit of difference.
Right. That's true. It's true. It's true. She has no power, just like she didn't have power, to murder.
She's not part of humanity anymore.
She's not. Oh, Jason just said she's not part of humanity anymore. And it's a bed that she made, right?
I guarantee you, Jason, she's part of humanity. She'll always be part of humanity because there's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of women in prison. But what I want to emphasize is that Cresha said there are women in there that wish they could see their children. They want to hold their children. They've got pictures on the wall of their children, and they cry on their bed every night, wanting to go home to their babies. And then steps this woman in here who would rather wear a freaking turquoise freaking bathing suit after getting fucked by Chad Daybell. And she's calm and she's laying out by a Hawaiian pool. Give me a break.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's a lot.
Hey, nobody's wishing nothing on her, Cresha. She's done it to herself. What you do, you're going to get back. I guarantee you that.
Well, so I don't know where y'all want to end this today.
How many hours we been on here?
I have no idea. Donna, this is Donna's stream. She started.
Hey, Donna, you've done incredible. I'm looking forward to seeing more with you, Donna Donald. I think I have all confidence in you. I think you're incredible, Donna Donald. And you can be sure of it. I don't talk shit.
Right. I thank Donna so much. I mean, it was such a huge help.
She's real. She's real. She's beautiful too, I think, in her own way, because I believe all women are beautiful. You know
Right.
why I think all women are beautiful? Because there's never going to be another you on the planet in ancient times. In the future, there will never be another you in your entire life.
Right.
Hey, y'all. I'm sneaking
Hey.
in with you.
Hey, girl.
Y'all are doing so good. And, but I was going to say, and thank you so much, KJ, because I just worship your content.
I do.
Yes, we do. Anyway, what I was going to say is, I know you're bound to be getting tired, and KJ said it, we've been on all day, and you hadn't even had time to process this. So when you get ready, if you want to like strike out of here, so you can find out, what's going on with your mama and the
Thank you.
prosecutors, it probably would be go ahead and do that, and we'll
Hey,
all meet up. I think KJ's got a live tomorrow.
You do,
hey,
Do you?
KJ?
hey, Krisha.
Yes.
You need to get off here, and so do I, because Jason and you are alone in a hotel room.
Woo!
I love y'all. Good
I
night.
love you too,
Good
KJ.
night. Good night,
All right.
KJ. All
Thank you,
right,
Donna.
Crasha.
Yeah.
I was going to say, do you want to get off? So you made to get off so you can say good night, or
Um,
oh, I
I'm
forgot
just
this is mine. I get to do it.
yeah, you get to end. Well, I mean, I can end it too, but I mean, it's just been such a relief. I don't know how I feel yet. I gotta process, like, I really do. I
Yeah.
have to just get up here and unplug, and that's how this works for me. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but that's how it is for me. And I really do appreciate you and the mods,
Yes.
for doing what y'all do. For it really does take a lot off of me. It really does. I couldn't do this without any of you guys.
We're glad to do it, and we love you so much, and we're so
Thank
glad
you.
and proud about today's verdict, and it's just such a
Yeah.
relief that she is not going to be walking around.
Oh, thank you so much, Hog Mom. Thank you, Donna. I love you guys, and I'll schedule a live. It won't be during, KJ's live for sure. Yeah, and then we have to make arrangements to go home, and things like
Yay!
that. So, yay, right? I am not an Idahoan. I respect them, but I'm from South Louisiana, and I miss home. So I appreciate everybody being here and being supportive, and for your insight, for your comments, for just being here for the victims, Tylee, Charles, JJ, Tammy, and Joe. They're always at the heart of this. Never forget that. And I'll say good night. Good night.
Good night. Love always wins.
Yes, it does. Y'all are proof of that.
Good night.